So today's topic is synthesis of paracetamol from para-aminophenol. The main aim of the experiment is to synthesize paracetamol from para-aminophenol. The chemicals that are commonly used are para-aminophenol, acetic anhydride, and concentrated sulfuric acid. Apart from that, we also require the solvent for recrystallization. That is, here we will be using 70% phenol as the solvent for recrystallization process. Okay, the principle involved in the synthesis of paracetamol from para-aminophenol is that this is an example for acetylation reaction. So the amine group of the para-aminophenol gets acetylated with the help of the acetylating agent, that is the acetic anhydride. Okay. So acetic anhydride is the acetylating agent. Here we are using to acetylate the amine group present in the para-aminophenol. We also have other acetylating compounds like chloroacetyl chloride, but here chloroacetyl chloride does not acetylate the amine group, but the acetic anhydride easily reacts with the amine group of the para-aminophenol to undergo acetylation process. That's why we use acetic anhydride instead of acetyl chloride. So acetyl chloride, we cannot use acetyl chloride because it is not a good reacting acetylating agent with the para-aminophenol. And we use catalyst here, acid catalyst, that is 2 to 3 drops of concentrated sulfuric acid is used as the acetylating agent. And coming to the mechanism of how the acetylation occurs on the para-aminophenol. So look into the structure. So this compound is para-aminophenol, and this is catalyst that we are going to use, that is acid catalyst, that is concentrated H2SO4 we are going to use here. Okay, so that will acetylate the water molecule. Okay, and the OCH3 ion, OCH3 ion, that is hydronium ion, will go and attack the oxygen part of the one of the oxygens which is present in the acetic anhydride. So thereby this gets a partial positive charge. Okay, and the amine group which is present in the para-aminophenol, okay, has got lone pair of electrons. So thereby this will have a negative charge, that is lone pair of electrons. They will tend to go and react with the positive charge. So it goes and reacts with the positive part of the carbon which is which is present in the acetic anhydride, and thereby it will undergo a series of rearrangements, okay, and thereby to eliminate acetic anhydride. Okay, so this is the to eliminate acetic acid and acetylated product of the paracetamol. So the other name for paracetamol is acetaminophen. So you can either call it as paracetamol. See, even the name also you can look into it. See, para-acetamino. So if you consider the phenol as the main group, so para to the phenolic group, that is the phenolic hydroxyl group, you have the amino. So para-acetamino. So that is acetylated part of the amine. Acetamino, paracetamol, mole is alcohol. So this is it. So that's why it has got the name paracetamol. Okay. And acetaminophen is also the other name for the paracetamol. Okay. Then coming to the uh, procedure involved in this uh, the synthesis of paracetaminophenols. So what we have to do is we have to take a 100 ml conical flask, okay, and then into it we have to add, that is 6 grams of para-aminophenol, and then before we take this conical flask, this conical flask of 100 ml, it must be completely dry, okay, because if it is having moisture or water in the conical flask, the acetic anhydride will hydrolyze to form acetic acid, which cannot acetylate the amine group. Okay, that's why we have to take the conical flask, dry conical flask, and into it you have to add 6 grams of para-aminophenol. Then to that you have to add 6.5 ml of acetic anhydride. So here acetic anhydride is acetylating agent. So this is a acetylating agent. And then to this, to the above contents, add 3 to 4 drops of 3 to 4 drops of concentrated H2SO4. And here H2SO4 is a catalyst. Okay. Acidic catalyst, acid catalyst. It is also called as acid catalyst. Okay. So these are the things that you should add to the conical flask, and then after that, after addition, then what you have to do is mix thoroughly. All the contents are mixed thoroughly and warm this solution. So warm this mixture. Okay. So warm the mixture on a water bath at about 60 degrees centigrade, okay, for 20 to 25 minutes. So once this heating is completed, then your reaction is complete. Then what you have to do is allow the contents of the flask to cool down or to attain to room temperature. Then once they attain the room temperature, then pour it into a beaker. Okay, so pour into beaker which is containing water and ice. Okay, few ice or few ice pieces in it. Then after adding these contents to the beaker having water and ice pieces, mix them again thoroughly. Right. So after thorough mixing, then what you have to do is filter and then wash the product with cold water and filter using funnel, and if possible apply the vacuum. Then you get this product, but still there will be moisture in it. So for that, what you have to do is you have to dry the product at 100 degrees centigrade. And so this is what the complete synthesis of the paracetamol from para-aminophenol. So once you got the product, it is, we have to make sure that the product which have synthesized is pure. Okay, so how do we test the purity? So there are very many means to test the purity. So one of it is the thing is the melting point. Melting point. So after your product is completely dry, free from moisture, then you will have to use the melting point apparatus and then check the melting point of your synthesized compound. So the melting point of paracetamol is approximately, that is 169 to, there is a range 169 to 170.5 degrees. Okay, so if your product is within this range, then we can say your product is almost pure enough. Okay, then another way of finding out whether your compound is completely pure or not is running a TLC. But here we don't require TLC because in most of the cases we get the product in the purest form. Then the recrystallization. If the product is not completely pure, or if you want to recrystallize, that is, if you want to say remove the any unreacted compounds or impurities present in them, then what you have to do is you have to recrystallize. So how do we recrystallize in this case? So here we are going to use solvent. So what is the solvent that we are going to use? We are going to use 70%
ethanol.
70% ethanol is going to act as a solvent to dissolve the paracetamol that we have synthesized. Okay, so we have to take 70% ethanol in a beaker and then warm the mixture or mixture to about, say, 60 degrees. Then after warming to 60 degrees, then you will have most of the paracetamol will get dissolved into the 70% ethanol. Then filter the contents while they are hot. Okay, filter the above contents while they are warm enough. Now, after you have filtered, then what you have to do is you have to cool and concentrate so that then the crystals will appear. So these crystals are the purest form, and they are the crystals of paracetamol. So this is the main reaction involved and the procedure for the synthesis of paracetamol from para-aminophenol. Okay, so I think we will just have this here.